Mercedes driver George Russell has started a war of words against Helmut Marko and company. The driver hailing from Kings Lynn put Red Bull on blast for how consistent they are with mistreating their drivers, especially the recently sacked Nyck De Vries. Russell said that he feels De Vries wasn't given the rightful chance he should have had while being with AlphaTauri in the 2023 F1 season. Facing challenges in terms of both speed and reliability, Nyck De Vries found himself in a tough spot alongside his teammate Yuki Tsunoda. Unfortunately, after the British Grand Prix in July, the Red Bull Junior team made the decision to part ways with De Vries in a rather direct manner, opening up a spot for Daniel Ricciardo. Despite his 9th place finish as a stand-in for Williams at the 2022 Italian Grand Prix, Nyck De Vries struggled to secure any points during his 10 outings with AlphaTauri in Formula 1. As the scrutiny around Nyck De Vries' position at AlphaTauri intensified, Red Bull made the decision not to support or secure his position. Helmut Marko disclosed that just before De Vries was let go, Christian Horner's concerns regarding his signing for the 2023 season were indeed turning out to be accurate. According to George Russell, it's his belief that Nyck De Vries wasn't given a real opportunity to showcase his abilities at AlphaTauri. Russell pointed out that Red Bull placed excessive expectations on De Vries by assuming he could step into the leadership role within the team after Pierre Gasly's move to Alpine. He told the media, "I wouldn't have expected it in any other team. Obviously, we know how Red Bull operates, and you need to respect how they do things. I didn't follow Nyck closely during his time at AlphaTauri, but I saw the reports and things that Helmut said, and it is a difficult place to go if you're lacking confidence. For sure, they didn't help him to gain confidence starting the season by saying he's going to be the leader of the team as he is a rookie. It doesn't matter that he is 27 or 28 years old. He is a Formula 1 rookie, and you can't go in telling the rookie that you are the leader of the team just because you've raced in more championships than your teammate. He was in a difficult position from when he started, so I do feel bad for him. He is Formula 1 level, but didn't get the opportunity that he deserved." George Russell has a history of voicing his support for Red Bull drivers facing criticism. Back in the 2020 season, the 25-year-old had spoken up in defense of Alex Albon. At the time, Russell had remarked that Albon's challenges alongside Max Verstappen were painting an inaccurate picture of his skills, stating that Albon was far from deserving the negative portrayal. While speaking out for underperforming drivers may be noble of him, his own performance has seen better days. Luckily for the young British driver, he isn't driving for Helmut Marko and Red Bull. Mercedes team boss Toto Wolff has rejected any idea that George Russell is experiencing a decline in performance. He has sent signals that he's working to reassure his protege that a supposed dip in form is simply a myth. Although George Russell made an impression by outperforming his legendary teammate, Lewis Hamilton, in his first season with Mercedes, he has come across more challenges this season. Russell admitted that he hasn't been entirely at ease with the car. Even though securing a third-place qualifying position in Sanford uplifted his spirits, the disappointment of a sudden retirement the following day definitely dampened his mood. Although it seems that George Russell might buy into the thought of facing a rough patch in his performance, his boss Toto Wolff sees things in a different light. The Mercedes CEO said that the intense scrutiny over George Russell's performance comes from his role as a racing driver, causing even minor fluctuations in his performance to be overly analyzed. He told the media, "I've never bought into this thought. When you and I are having a bad day, nobody knows. But if a driver has a bad day, and he's probably a 10th off, that makes all the difference in the qualifying. So all drivers have days that are not so good, and we've seen these ups and downs with George, but the quality of driver, I've never doubted a minute. He was able to shine, put the car on P3, had a problem-free qualifying, and no traffic, so I haven't seen any pattern change." What's crucial is that George Russell himself seems to hold on to this belief, and Toto Wolff has claimed that it's his responsibility to communicate and help Russell overcome this mindset. He added, "I'm trying to really bang it into his head that he hasn't lost his form, that it is just the myth that he's making up. You don't learn to drive, and you don't lose your form. You can have ups and downs like all of us have, but every single weekend, when things have gone against him, it was pretty clear why that was, and it wasn't the driving." After making an impressive recovery by gaining 7 positions and securing points at the Dutch Grand Prix, Lewis Hamilton left feeling positive, so much so that he claims that he could have given Verstappen a run for his money. For those of you that missed it, here's what the 7-time world champion said. "It didn't start off that well, but I'm pretty happy with the drive that I did to get back into the points and get 6th. It could have been higher for sure, if we made the right decision at the end of the day. We should have pitted, but we didn't. We paid the price for that, and we did our best to come back. I feel like today was redemption, in the sense of it was terrible yesterday. I managed to dial the car in a bit better today, and overtook a bunch of people. To start 13th, I was dead last at one point. To get back up to 6th, I'm happy with that. I think today I had the pace. I was on pace with Max in the race, but we were just out of position. I got past the McLaren, for example, which on this track was not easy to do. I was quicker than Sainz at the end, just needed DRS. I think we would have been challenging Max if I'm really honest, particularly when we got to the try. Pace-wise, we weren't terribly far off. Toto Wolff doesn't seem as convinced. He has taken steps to temper expectations regarding Mercedes' performance at Monza for the upcoming weekend after a mixed result at the Dutch Grand Prix, given that the Monza circuit presents an entirely new set of challenges. Zandvoort was a frustrating weekend. There was potential, but we failed to capitalize on it. We got the call wrong with the switch to intermediates, and that put us on the back foot. From there, it was about trying to salvage what we could. Both drivers recovered well, but the final sting in the tail was the puncture for George. The missed opportunities are annoying, but weekends like this only fire us up to bounce back even stronger. We've got plenty of learnings to take into the next race. Fortunately, we don't have long to wait for it. Monza's track characteristics are the complete opposite to Zandvoort, so we'll see how we get on. It's also sure to be another spectacular atmosphere this weekend. Max Verstappen has been on an impressive streak lately, consistently delivering exceptional performances throughout the season. It's clear that he's more than just a remarkable talent, he's a generational one. Verstappen has firmly established himself in the league of legendary drivers like Hamilton and Vettel. After Verstappen's historic win at Zandvoort, Fernando Alonso pointed out that the remarkable accomplishments of Verstappen this season haven't received the recognition they truly deserve. Alonso said, "It is underestimated sometimes what Max is achieving. To win in such a dominant manner in any sport is so complicated." Alonso emphasized the rarity of a driver feeling completely content after a race, saying that there's typically a lingering sense of potential improvement in various areas, but he pointed out that Verstappen stands apart from this norm. "I think Max is achieving that 100% more often than us at the moment, than any other drivers, and that's why he's dominating." But Lewis Hamilton thinks that success isn't solely reliant on the driver's performance. He believes that the dominant Red Bull car has played a huge role in bolstering Verstappen's achievements throughout the season. But what do you think? Is it the RB19 or is it Max Verstappen? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe and ring that notification bell for the hottest F1 news.